Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope everyone is doing great. My name is Ravi Teja. Let's solve today's Leetcode problem 1980. Find unique binary string. Given an array of string nums containing n unique binary strings, each of length n, return a binary string of length n that does not occur in nums. If there are multiple answers, you may return any one of them. If you look at this example, nums is basically these two binary strings and one does not appears in this, so this is one of the potential answer. 100 is also does not exist in nums, so this is also a valid answer, right? So there could be multiple possible answers which can which are correct. We can return any one of them. Okay, so let's also look at the constraint. Looking at the constraint is very much important when you are trying to solve problems either in interview or in the contest. Okay, n is basically the length of nums, and n can go maximum up to 16. Okay, so this array can go maximum up to 16, and each string is also of length n. Okay, so this string can also go all the way up to 16, right? Length of 16. So n of I is either zeros or ones. Okay, all the strings in nums are unique. Okay, as you can see, n is very less. Okay, so like the maximum possible number for 2 power 16. Okay, so basically we have a string of length of certain length. Okay, so let's say we have to form a binary string of length n. Okay, so let's take it as 3. Okay, let's n is 3. Okay, when n is 3, so how many valid binary strings we can generate, right? So this is basically 2 power 3 minus 1 binary strings can be formed. Okay, ideally 2 power 3 binary strings can be formed, but the higher value of this binary string, okay, whatever binary strings can be formed. Okay, let me explain in this way. So here we have two options. Okay, either 0 can be formed or 1 can be placed. Here also we have two options. Here also we have two options. Okay, so the total number of strings will be 2 power 3. Okay, that means total 8 strings can be formed, right? But what is the maximum value among all those strings? Okay, the maximum value is basically keeping 1 in each of the position, so the maximum value is basically 2 power 3 minus 1. Okay, so and the minimum value is basically keeping all zeros. Okay, which is basically 0. So the binary numbers, binary numbers of binary numbers which can be formed of length 3 will always be lies in a range of 0 to 2 power n minus 1. Okay, given that we know that all the numbers can be only fall in this particular range, and the nums array is also pretty much small, we can basically generate each valid binary string and check whether if it exists in nums or not. If it does not exist, then straight away we can return it. Okay, let's look at this solution. Okay, first of all, in our since we want to check in this solution in the nums, the effective way is to store it in set, and then you can check whether a particular string exists or not. This way the lookup will happen in order of one approach. Okay, so instead of storing strings, what I have done is I have converted them into an integer value and then I'm storing it. Okay, so I have a set of integers and then I'm converting each of these strings into the integer value and then I'm storing it. Now, as I mentioned, the maximum value can form is basically the 2 power n, where n is basically the length of the string. Okay, now I will iterate through 0 to n and check whether the current number exists or not. If it does not exist, then it is a potential answer for me, and then I have to convert that into its binary form and then have to return it. Okay, but when you convert into a binary form, it is not guaranteed that the converted string will also have a length of n, right? So first of all, I'm converting it. If the converter string does not have a length of n, I have to append zeros in front of it in order to make it a length of n and valid. So that is what I'm doing, and then I'm simply returning it. Okay, this will basically satisfies all the test cases, and it will be pretty efficient solution given the constraints. Okay, as you can see, it has beaten 40% of the solution, and also in terms of memory. Okay, the same problem can also be done in a different way. Okay, you can also use recursion to generate the binary strings. Okay, to generate the binary strings and check whether the set contains it or not. Okay, so here we are generating from 0 to end, right? And the same way we can also generate the binary strings using recursion as well. Okay, so this is the approach where I'm generating the binary strings using recursion. Okay, and then once the string of length n is formed, I have to check whether it is part of my set or not. If it is does not part of my set, then this is my potential answer, and I'm storing it in my result. Okay, so this is the other approach. Okay, both the approaches will be working fine because the constraints are pretty low. If you like the explanation, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also share your valuable feedback in the comment section. I will be posting solution in various languages such as Java, JavaScript, Python in the description section. Feel free to check it out. Thank you.